Okay, I'm taking a little video of this so that you can see that I've got it lit for the second time after putting it together and fueling it up and everything. And the first time it burned, and it had a lot of yellow flame, and looked like it was burning too hot. But I expected that after so many years without any use, that would probably be the case. It would be sputtering and making all kinds of problems. So it went out after about a half an hour, but I was fiddling around with this. It's getting dark out now, so you can't see. This adjustment here, which goes from low to high, it's a simple dial, and I wasn't sure if it was working. So after it went out, I took it apart again, made sure that I at least think I had it together right, which I took pictures of the various stages of getting it together. Now see, it's starting to get some more flame. I don't know if you can see that now. And I waited for the wicks to absorb some more kerosene again. I don't know why it went out. I don't know. I think I may have turned it down too far, thinking once I had it going blazing and it was burning blue, I turned it down to about 1, which is actually almost 0 because it feels very tight at that, so the adjustment is probably not very accurate on it, if it's working at all. And so now, anyway, I took it apart, and my phone is going to get hot if I hold it. This is actually quite hot, but it's smoking a bit now. So I put it back together, let the kerosene absorb into the wick again. I had a little trouble lighting it this time by opening that little door in the front, and this probably shouldn't be operated with the door wide open like this either. It's probably part of the reason it was burning a little too high. But now it seems to be burning better, and it's, as you can see, it's now blue. It's burning blue, and I have it at about number 5, if you can see that on the... You can't really see, it's getting dark, and I shut the flash off so that you could actually see what's going on inside here in the dark. It's you can see it's it's nightfall. Here's the front of the unit, and so this is how it's burning right now, and I don't know if that's exactly right. I don't know if I have this assembled correctly. It has 4 separate galleries in this, which are these little, looks like a tin can with the bottom and top removed with a bunch of little pinholes poked in it all around, like a coffee filter or something, but it's got no top or bottom. They're just cylinders, and there are 4 of them. And on the 3rd cylinder, again, I don't think you can see this anymore, but I took pictures of it. On the 3rd one, the 3rd largest one, oh boy, see now, why is it doing that suddenly? I think I blew on it or something. I don't know. Watch me blow myself up. Now we're getting yellow flame, so I don't know why that's doing that. Again, these wicks are very old. There are 2 wicks going. Or maybe the second one just started going or stopped going. I have no idea. But anyway, maybe I'm going to shut the door. Maybe it's just getting too much oxygen with the door wide open. So I'm going to close the door and see what happens with it on medium. So here we go. As you can see, the mica glass is So let's see what happens now. Now we've got the door shut, and I don't think it's gonna, it shouldn't be making this orange flame like this at all. Well, let's see, it seems to be settling down a little. Maybe, I don't know, I can't tell you. I'm not sure. So this is why I did this outside. This is why I brought the heater outdoors and attempted to, just mess with it outside, because I don't want to. There's nothing to see because there's no smoke really coming out of it, but there are fumes. I can smell it out the back, and that's the. Actually, you can even see now we can see the flame in there. Actually, this is the. It's got a baffle, a flue. This is the flue, and there's a. I don't know if it's hot or not. So, no, it's not. Hasn't had a chance to get really hot back here. So if it closes, maybe that's another thing. If I damper it down a little bit, maybe won't be having so much air. Maybe that'll take the flame down a little bit. This is again, you can't see. Oops, sorry. I don't know which way I started out, but I think I started out straight this way. Anyway, and that's the fuel tank. You can't see, it's getting too dark. I'm going to shut the flash off. So, top of it is, it's got a compartment underneath. But when I had this, see, this is not really looking like it should be doing this to me. This should not be burning. It's not even yellow flame at this point. It's like red flame. So that's not really a good sign, I don't think. I don't know. Again, I'm not really familiar with. I would think a blue flame would be better. But, I might be wrong. Maybe it's supposed to be this red flame. I'm going to put the camera down on a lower angle. This is about looking up at the unit. It's about, don't mind the katydids out here starting to talk to us. This is about 6 inches off the floor, looking up at the window in the front. And again, now it's getting really dark. You can't see anything, but that's on mid-range. Now, is this hot? Yes, it's getting damn hot. So again, I don't know how this is supposed to operate. There are absolutely no references even to this stove on the entire internet. I've searched everywhere. The only thing I was able to find was that this manufacturer of Victor stoves, if you can see that, yes you can, at least I can, Victor was a manufacturer from, I believe it was either Hartford, Connecticut, or somewhere in Connecticut anyway. And I'm going to move my phone back a little bit because this is starting to get hot and I don't want my phone to melt. Anyway, it's burning. And if that's the way it's supposed to burn, I'm going to inquire of some experts, if there are any experts, but I don't see anywhere where there's a stove like this one. There are a couple of things that are kind of similar. I don't know if I'm supposed to run it with the 2 wicks in place, and they're called Kindler Wicks. It's a flat round, it's about 1 inch high, and there are 2 of them. One is about, 6 inches around, and the other one is maybe 4 inches or 3 inches or something like that. Probably more like 3 inches. Like about the size of a tin can, a vegetable can or something. And the other one is larger, like a coffee can. And they're about 1 inch high, and they just sit in these little low troughs of oil, which kind of come in from the back. At least it seems steady now. And I don't know if this is what it's supposed to be doing. I can't see from down here. I can't actually get in there. But that looks like an awful lot of fire. It doesn't, and I'm using my sleeve because I don't know. No, it's not hot yet. It's the handles. Oh, so here we are. That's actually how it's looking when I open the door. Well, it's bluer when I open the door because there's more oxygen, I guess. I don't know. I mean, that's, if you could see it from the top. Can you see that? Well, I'm asking you like you're going to answer me. That is red hot. And then there's a blue flame. But then it's more like a yellow. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty. This is hot, I can tell you. I'm about 3 feet away, 4 feet away from this right now. And this is really hot. And you can hear the metal expanding a little bit. And again, I'm going to close the door because I don't believe this is supposed to be operated. As soon as I do that, it seems to... The quality of the flame seems to instantly change when I close that door. So I'm not entirely sure about this. Well, see, again, it's burning yellow now. That's after I had the door closed. So this thing is cooking. So, and this is what, maybe I have to leave it like this for a while. Maybe just too much kerosene was loaded into that reservoir troughs where the wicks are. And that's why last time it was burning pretty wildly like this last time, and I turned it down to like 1, figuring, well, now it's had a chance to kind of start going, and figuring I should turn it down to a more manageable setting. But I think I'm going to just let this burn hot for a little while. My inclination is to turn it down, but since I did that last time and seemed to have put it out, I'm going to let it burn hot like this for a little while and see what happens. In any event, I think I have to pretty much almost burn it dry because otherwise I'm not going to be able to bring it inside the house anyway. And it was actually raining about a couple hundred yards away from here today. Didn't quite get me, but I looked on the map and it was raining just right up the street. Little burst of so again, that's blue. That looks to me like that's how it should burn. Where are we? I can't see anymore. Okay, in fact, it's hard to even see this now. That's how blue it's burning. Okay, which seems to me the way kerosene should burn. And here's the top of it. Look at that. It's bright red, burning bright red. That is hot. And so let's try closing the door again and see what happens. And okay, and let's see if we can see in the window, if we can see anything. I have this instinct that this whole thing needs to be, I'm going to move back because my phone feels like it's really hot. So it's hard to even see any light in there at this point. And I don't know how long this needs to generally burn when you crank it up. It might need to go for a while in order to burn off all the old crud and get itself kind of regulated, so to speak. I'm certainly not a kerosene stove expert, but these aren't. It's making a cracking noise because it's hopefully because it's just expanding. The metal on it's expanding. It's because it's seems like it's getting mighty hot. Putting my hand in front of here, and if this was inside the house, this would be blowing you out of the house, I think. Because just putting, again, my face is about 3 feet away. It's really dark. I could probably turn a light on out here. Let's see. Let's go inside and see if I can't. No, wrong switch. Did I get it? Is it on? No. Oh, they're not aimed at here. Okay, so here we go. That's good. It's not aimed at here, at the stove, but it doesn't really do anything, does it? No. Okay, well that's not going to do anything. This is like a 2-watt bulb too. And let's see what it's doing. Okay. Now see, okay, this is what it did last time. I just opened the door again, and as I do, it seems to want to burn a little hotter, brighter suddenly. But it looks like the last time. It's and you don't even have that bright red. I can't even see anything. It's just barely burning on the bottom. I haven't touched the regulator or it seems to me that it's burning out again. So, and I'm putting the phone close, but then I'm going to move away. See? Okay, that's close. I don't want to keep the phone there because it's still pretty hot, but it's nothing like it was burning. With my hand in front of it. This is how dark it's getting now. Night is falling here in the middle of nowhere. And the katydids are singing. This appears to me to be burning out. I wonder if I should try that adjustment knob again. It's at halfway, but it appears that either I don't know what's wrong, but something's not right. So I'm going to turn it all the way up to 9, 10, I guess, all the way up and see if anything happens. And again, I don't know how long it takes for this thing to... Yeah, that seems to actually be helping. Maybe this is how it's supposed to burn. I don't know. That actually seems to be heating up more now. I turned it all the way up. And it seems to be... You can see a little bit of blue flame, maybe. Maybe you can see that. I don't know if you can. A little bit of blue flame. There's like a little tongue of flame coming out the top. I don't know. And I also wonder if you couldn't see this, and you can't see it now because it's too dark. But on the bottom of this, I just put a little bit of Gorilla Tape on the 4 corners. It looks like it had like little adjustable feet like you would see on the bottom of a refrigerator or something to level it. And I'm wondering if 2 of them were missing out. Look at that, and now it's burning hotter again. Okay, so it seems that knob did something. But again, it could be because the door has been open all this time too. I'm wondering if... I'm sorry, I go all over the place with my thoughts. The feet on it, the leveling feet which twist, 2 of them are missing. I think on the back they were missing. And the 2 on the front are turned all the way down so that they're... sitting as low as it can, basically just sitting on the ground, and I put tape over them because they look pretty ragged and rough. This whole thing is made out of metal, so steel, and it's rusty and sharp edges and stuff on the bottom. So I'm wondering if maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe there's not enough air coming in from the holes on the bottom of this unit and not getting enough air. Oh, also, wait a minute. Did I close that? Yes, I did. Maybe that's the problem. So let's open the flue again. Yeah, good amount of heat along with the fumes comes out of that flue. So it's probably not the most efficient design in the world, but because kerosene is so efficient anyway, and assuming this thing burns, if I can ever figure out what it is I may be doing wrong, if anything. This is burning actually pretty hot again. You can see again, it's starting to get red on the top again, and this has got a fairly even blue flame. So I'm wondering if I'm not getting enough air into this. So again, there's no manual for this. There are no instructions. There's no way for me to know the proper way to operate this. There are no tags on it or anything that tells you, like on an appliance you would have these days, exactly what to do. And if anybody knows specifically how to run this thing, I'd be surprised. I'll go online and maybe I can get one of those old-time guys that is a kerosene stove expert or something. You see, now that it's actually, the door is wide open and it's burning very nicely. It's actually very even now. It's more or less blue flame, a little bit of yellow flame mixed in, but it's mostly blue. And these wicks are ancient too, so to expect it to work perfectly is a little bit unrealistic. I can either get new wicks or remodel the old ones that came in the package. These are fiberglass wicks too, so I don't know if a cotton wick would work better, or if that's what it's supposed to have, or I can just make fiberglass. You can buy wicking and actually just kind of build your own too, so that's an option. But it looks like it's kind of, and I'm going to stop recording now because this video is pretty long. So that's about it. I don't know if it seems to be burning, and I'm going to close the door now because it's been burning pretty stably, if that's a word, for a while, and it seems like it's pretty happy in this state right now. And again, that's turned all the way up. Well, maybe it just had to burn off a bunch of crud, and I don't know. Anyway, it didn't blow up and it didn't burn the place down. I can hear bubbling from the tank. It's got a gravity-fed deal going. With the door open, you can't really see anything. With the door closed, I mean. So this is with the door closed. You can barely see it. I don't want to put it too close because my phone is going to get hot and it doesn't enjoy that. Okay, so that's the end of this, and that's it. We'll see. Okay, till next time.